Welcome back, everybody, to Everyday Off-Road. If you're new here, I'm Mike. Today we're going to be working on our Firebird. First order of business is to get a rear axle under it so we can put some of it back down on the ground, because the last couple of months it's been up on jack stands. And let me tell you, I've been feeling like growing a mullet. Having a Firebird sitting on jack stands in my driveway. Well, one of our problems was the control arm mounts for the Firebird are set fairly wide, and the Jeep's control arms use a lot narrower footprint. We need to come up with a way to graft the two together. Well, we came up with a jacking plate which bolts into the mount where the control arm for the Firebird would go, and hugs the frame rail that is adjacent to it. I'm referring to these as jacking plates, and they look something like this. Alright, this is the start of the rear suspension. These are our new mounting locations for our lower control arms. Looks a little weird, but trust me, let's get underneath there, show you where these go and how these mount, and everything will become crystal clear. Here we go. Here's what we have to deal with. We are on the passenger side of the Firebird underneath. Here's where your lower control arm normally mounts. As you can see, it's kind of like a double frame rail. Kinda. That's where these plates come in handy. What we are going to end up doing is mounting here with our new control arms for the Jeep axle. And as you can see, well, there's nothing there. Let me get you a plate and show you how it fits. Square tube fits up in where the control arm mounted, and it is a tight fit. Very tight fit. Whew. Now, with that bolt in, we put our nut on there, cinch that. This now becomes our new locator right here. We have a new mounting position for our lower control arm mounts. There will be bolts going through here into this frame rail and bolting into a nut plate. There's going to be a nut strip that's going to be inside here. I have to transfer the holes up through and cut a hole in the floor and drop the plate down in, but there will be 3 screws here and possibly 2 here on the side. So this will be literally a bolt together unit to the frame rail. We have one for the other side. Let's get that one in. Alright, we took these jacking plates, drilled and countersunk for 1/2-inch flathead bolts, which will affix it to the frame rail using a nut strip on the inside of the frame rail. The square tube that you saw, on that we drilled and tapped for the 1/2-inch flatheads. Now you're probably asking yourself, why are you bolting it on? Well, after months of failed attempts at designing something for this, I am prepping myself just in case there's another variation. That plus my 110 MIG isn't up to the task of welding a heavy 3/8 plate to anything. Now this is all fine and dandy. We have a nice flat area we can jack against to lift the vehicle, but it's no good if there's no rear axle. So we have to put our new mounts onto the jacking plate. I went with some mounts that are a little bit wider so I can use spacers and give myself a little bit of adjustability. I made a jig using the WJ Donors floor pan, and we came up with the proper angle and width. We drilled and tapped those also for 1/2 inch flathead bolts, and it looks, well, something like this. There we go. We have our new adjustable control arms on, which are, believe it or not, these are ZJs. I made a measurement using my marks that I used to set up originally, and from that side there to this side at rest, we are right where we need to be. So, time to move forward. Okay, as many of our longtime viewers would recognize this cart, this is our dead 4-liter transport cart. I have the axle sitting here and one of my handy dandy axle stands over there. And believe it or not, it's actually sitting quite level. I'm going to get you over here and show you. Sitting quite level. A little off, but for what we need this to do, we're golden. Now you saw me, I removed the diff. I put the cover bag on to keep any unwanteds out. It is a steerable cart. I need to put my handle on here and roll it underneath. Since I'm the only one here, I have no cameraman, I need to move that out of the way. We're gonna put you guys on pause. We'll bring you back in a few minutes. There we go, that rolled in there real nice. I did hit the track bar mount on the other side, but I just had to shift it forward a little bit. Bolted right in. Now, I used the Firebird's control arm length to set that control arm. And well, as you can see, we're not quite centered. So I'm pretty sure that will disappear. We'll have to pull that in. I want these wheels centered on the wheel well. I had to come up with something across the top of the quarter panels or across the frame rails to lift this axle up enough to get that cart out. And then we can start locating our axle and fabricating the new upper control arm mounts. Right there, that's the Firebird's track bar mount. That's got to go. I have to remove that center tower on that spring mount. The pieces I'm going to replace in here, I'm getting from Iron Rock Off-Road, are for front coil springs for a WJ. That will relocate them in just around about an inch. And that should line up my axle mount of the coil spring with the body. So, it's finally getting there. Okay, we reached a milestone today. The axle is now finally off the horses and under the bird where it belongs, or where I say it belongs. So, I need to clean up around here because Mother Nature is about to piss on us again. Thank you, Mother Nature. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love her. Can you feel the sarcasm? One of the downfalls of working in the open air garage is having to deal with her. And right now it's about ready to storm. I need to get the diff, which is nicely stowed in a bucket over here, and the axle shabs stored away out of the weather. I cannot tell you what I feel right now with getting that axle underneath there and having literally the bolts just slide right in. I am ecstatic. Can you tell? So, before Mother Nature decides to rain on our parade, we're going to call this the end of the video. So, hey, if you liked the video, hey, give it a big thumbs up. While you're there liking it, hey, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. While you're there, ring the bell. That'll give you a notification every time we post new content here on Everyday Off-Road. And, well, like always, if you have anything to say, comments, questions, concerns, criticisms, leave in the comment box below. Looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say about the Firebird. So, everybody around here, which is just me, we'll catch you guys later.